talk today about habits. And I'm also going to give you one habit that I'm going to highly, highly encourage you to start making it a daily practice to utilize. One of the main concerns that we have for most every single student, we have a summit every couple of months, and I always ask everyone, what are your challenges in business? And every single student, every table always says time management. So this habit that I'm going to teach you is going to really, really help you with time management. But first, let's talk about negative habits. Unfortunately, we all have them, right? And I want you to think about what negative habits are you doing that are creating you to be less productive, that are not serving you well in your business, in your personal life, with your family, with your relationships, with your own self. What habits are you doing? So for example, for me, I like to drink wine. There's times, well, instead of having one glass, I might have 2 or 3. And then the next day I'm sluggish. I don't get up on time to work out, to go to the gym, which to me is really important. My mind doesn't work as clearly, and I just don't get as much done. I know that is a negative habit for me during the week to have more than 1 glass of wine, or even to have a glass of wine at all, right? And sometimes you do it because you're having a rough day or whatever, but I know that it doesn't serve me well, and it doesn't serve my business well, because I know the negative effects that it has on me later on. There's other habits, like maybe, not going to the gym enough, or watching too much TV, or scrolling the internet too much, or, doing too many binge days on Netflix. Maybe your habit is not taking care of yourself personally or mentally. What habits are you doing that are not productive? Now, here's the thing. This isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Everyone has habits. And the nice thing about negative habits is that negative habits can be broken, and positive habits can be created with doing daily activities that you're mindful of to help you break that habit, or to start encouraging a new habit. For example, if you want to go run a marathon, or you want to, let's just do a marathon, for instance, and you're going to run 10 miles. You're not going to be able to run 10 miles the very first day, right? You're going to start by maybe running a quarter of a mile, or maybe running on the treadmill, for 10 minutes. And then you're going to increase it after a couple of days to 12 minutes, and then to 15 minutes. And it's going to take you time to run that marathon, right? So it's daily doing activities to increase what you're doing now, or to change what you're doing now, or to add to what you want to do later, by doing it every single day. Now that's the trick, and that's the big aha on actually being able to create a habit or to break a habit. So I want you to think about what negative habits that you're doing that you can actually stop or change. And you need to, but you don't want to, right? It's kind of like one of those things where, man, I know I shouldn't drink wine every night, but I like it, and so I don't want to stop, even though I know deep down it's not good for me, okay? So whatever it is that's tugging at you, and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I don't want to change that because it's comfortable and I like it. Of course it is, right? But it doesn't mean that it's serving you well or your business well. So whatever that thing is, that habit, I want you to recognize it and be happy that you're recognizing it. And now I want you to think about what you can do differently in replacement of that habit. So let's just use me, for example. Instead of drinking 2 glasses of wine, I'm going to drink 1 glass of wine, and I'm going to have spritzer. Or maybe I'll take 1 glass of wine and I'll break it into 2 glasses, and I'll add spritzer into it. So then I still feel like I'm getting to drink 2 glasses. I know it sounds funny, but there's little tricks that you can do. And I drink spritzer water now. Another example is I was an avid Diet Coke drinker. And I would drink like 6 or 10 Diet Cokes a day. Don't judge me, okay? That's me. And one of my best friends from high school, she's been telling me forever how horrible Diet Coke is. But I love drinking Diet Coke, and I never thought I'd be able to stop. So one day I just decided I'm quitting Diet Coke cold turkey. I'm just quitting it cold turkey. So I went to Costco and I bought like 6 cases of flavored seltzer water, because I like the fizz, right? And so now I just stock up with seltzer water. So what I recommend doing is putting it on your daily sheet, whatever it is that you're going to change. Maybe in your quote of the day, it might be, not negative, but I love to get up early, right? Or at night, I utilize my time efficiently by researching or studying instead of maybe watching TV, whatever it might be. And don't feel bad about it. We all have habits. We all have bad things, and we all slip back into them. That's okay. But I want you to be aware of it and know that it's probably affecting your business, okay? Now, we're going to talk about a really, really positive habit that I want you to start adapting. And this is, again, you have to train yourself to do this. And I'm going to do this training right now. You're going to get all excited about it, but then what happens to most of us? Old habits die very hard. They're hard to get rid of. So it's a matter of being aware of it, making a conscious decision, putting it on your sheet. This is something that I love utilizing. It's called the Pomodoro technique. And what it is basically, we'll go and get into the training, but I utilize a timer. You set the timer for 25 minutes, and it's going to go off right now. I'll go ahead and share my screen with you so we can get into the training so you can see just how valuable the Pomodoro technique is and how much I really, really would love for you to start adapting it in your everyday life and your everyday business. Now, this was developed in the 1980s, and there's actually have been many, many studies done by this. I researched this a couple years ago, right, while I was taking my staff to a Mexico trip, and I was trying to figure out how can I get them to be more productive. And so here's how it works. You choose one task. For example, it might be checking emails. And remember, touch it once rule applies. If you're checking emails, you don't go to an email and then leave it there and not handle it. You check emails and you do everything that you need to do on those emails, right? Maybe your activity is, I'm just going to respond to emails right now. Anything that needs me to do something with that email, I'm going to do that next. You might put it in another folder that says emails, emails to take care of, or whatever you might want to call it. So you're going to choose one task to do, whether it be writing an offer, doing a video, researching and educating yourself, editing your videos, doing a listing presentation, meeting with buyers, meeting with sellers, whatever it might be. You're going to choose one task and you're going to work for 25 minutes. Now, I understand that if you're on a listing presentation or showing buyers or sellers a home, or looking at rates for a client, or meeting with a client individually, that this might not work. But during that time, you're focused on just one thing, so you get a lot done. This is more for when you're at home working, right? And you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes. And you see how I have a 25-minute thing on this, right? 25 minutes. And you're going to just work on that one activity for 25 minutes. Then when the timer goes off, you're going to get up, you're going to walk around, you're going to stretch for 3 to 5 minutes, checking your text messages, whatever you want to do so you don't feel worried about that. And then you're going to repeat this process 4 times. So you do this 4 times, 25 minutes, take 3 to 5 minutes off. When you do this 4 times, it equals 1 Pomodoro. Once you've done that, have you done it 4 times, you take a 15-minute break. Now, some of you are saying, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I can't take the 15-minute break. But here's the deal. It will save you 16 hours in 1 week. It's been proven that you will save 16 hours each week. 16 hours, which is basically, if you take 16 hours each week, it's about 20 additional weeks a year that you'll be able to have, 20 additional work weeks a year. I know that you want more time, right? If this technique is going to save you 16 hours a week, 20 work weeks a year, doesn't it make sense that you'll do it, right? It does. So you want to limit distractions, limit phone calls, limit Facebook streaming, limit text messages. What I do is I set what I'm going to be working on. I minimize everything on my computer. I turn my phone off or on silent, and the only thing I focus on is exactly what I'm working on. Now, you can accomplish so much more in 25 minutes. You're going to be shocked at how much you can do. But you need to make sure that you don't let any distractions come in. So if a thought comes into your head of something else you want to do, you're going to write it down, and you're going to go and go back to that later and continue on the task, because our mind wanders in it, which is normal. But when something comes to your head, you're going to say, okay, I recognize that, write it down, go back to the original action that you were going to do. That will help you continue to stay on task. So chunk your time, turn off your cell phone notifications, be laser focused on the task, and pay attention to small chunks of time, right? This is going to help you get more accomplished. You're going to save 16 hours a week because you're laser focused on one thing. Try this, put this into your life, make this a daily habit, and you are going to just feel so good because you're getting so much more done. What happens is that when we don't take breaks, we're not as productive. So you're more productive and you're more focused when you take little mini breaks and you get up and you walk around and you stretch, right? One of your 25-minute tasks might be making phone calls, checking emails, doing text messages, right? That's okay too. And if you're worried about your phone or text messages, during the 3 to 5 minutes, get up out of your seat, walk around. You can write down any text messages or phone numbers that happened, or you can make the next 25-minute task responding to text messages, emails, and phone calls if you're worried about that. But if you do this, you're going to be shocked at how much time that you have. So more time tips. Schedule when you'll handle distractions, right? So schedule it in. We talked about your work week. Your daily, each day is 10 hours, 6.5 hours are meant for work. You have 3.5 hours left with little distractions. Let clients and staff know that you'll be available and set boundaries with them. Let them know when you will and when you won't be available. Set boundaries. Have certain time frames that you're going to call people back. Let them know that, hey, I return phone calls at 9 a.m., 12 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. If you're leaving a message, please let me know exactly what you need so that I can get back to you and I'm prepared, right? Jot down ideas when you have them and address them later. You got ideas again, great. Write them down, put them on there, address them later. And then listen to audiobooks. I love listening to audiobooks. You can always keep yourself, your mind getting great information in it by listening to audiobooks while you're driving to work or driving to show a client, right? While you're getting ready in the morning, while you're making dinner, while you're barbecuing outside. As long as your kids aren't around, that way you can, you're not distracted, you're not neglecting them. But there's just so many things that we can do to save more time. And I know that time is super, super valuable, and everybody really, really, is excited about having more time. And this has been proven to save 16 hours a week, just 20 work weeks a year, just by utilizing this. Now, again, what does it mean? It means that you're going to have to create the habit of utilizing the Pomodoro effect. Go buy one of these, right? And just commit to doing this for 1 week and see what a difference it makes. Students that do this on a regular basis, that make a habit out of utilizing the Pomodoro technique, say they cannot believe how much more they're getting done. You'll be amazed at what you can get done in a single hour just by staying laser focused and not letting a zillion distractions pull you away. It's so, so true. So I hope that was helpful, and it makes a lot of sense that you're going to start utilizing it. Listen, we all, especially in this program, are going to get busy.